All right. So now let's see, using this memory palace that we have created, how to memorize a list of numbers. Okay. So we're going to see how to memorize a list of numbers using the memory palace. So here is our AI dev, a software where we can memorize a list of numbers. So let's see how to do that. So let's go to number memorization. And always keep this 2-digit because now we've done morphing. With morphing, we can convert 2-digit numbers into objects. So I'm going to keep this 2 digits. Then I say start. All I need to do is keep the 2-digit objects onto the locations of the journey that we have done. So this is 0, 2. 2-digit number is 0, 2. What is 0, 2? So 0, 2 is the and the, it is dial. Okay. Dial. And what was the first location? The first location was the boom barrier. Okay. So imagine the boom barrier is coming down and there is a dial. It cuts the diary into 2 pieces and then the door opens and you go inside. So what is the boom barrier doing? It is cutting the diary into 2 pieces. Okay. So I've placed diary at the boom barrier. What is the next number? The next number is 8, 8. What is 8, 8? So 8, 8 is sir and sir, which is sauce. Okay. And what is the second location on our journey? The second location on our journey is air station. Okay. Now this air station, we are filling the air and the object is sauce. So I'm going to place sauce onto the air station. Okay. So when we are filling the air into the car, the air is not filling. Okay. So we have to first pour sauce onto the tire tube so that, it gets cleaned and then we can fill the air. So air station, we are doing something with sauce. So I'm placing sauce at the air station. Next number is 7171, which is ter and per top. Okay. 71 is what? Top. That is our third number. And what is the third location? The third location is parking spot. So in the parking spot, as you park the car, your car started spinning like a top. Okay. And you were feeling very giddy and dizzy. And then you suddenly have to stop it, apply the brake, and it stops. So what happens at the parking spot? Your car is feeling like a top. So you place top at the parking spot. Next one is 4, 5. What is the number? It is N and G. So 4, 5. The object we have is none. None that the stones in our rings. That is what is none. Okay. So 4, 5 is none. And what is the location? So the next location that we have after the parking spot is the bridge. So the bridge that we are crossing, it is sparkling, shining. And how is it shining? When close, you saw that it is standard with none. There are so many nuns on that. Okay. So none on the parking bridge. Next number is 6161. So it is wa and per. So what can be 6 and 1? So 6, 1 is ma and per. Okay. And what is the object that we have at the next location? So the next location is waterfall. Okay. So waterfall, the water is falling and it's spilling all over and you have to clean it. So you got the mop and you are cleaning the place, drying the place. Now, so what have we done? We have placed on the location. The first location we put diary. On the next location we put sauce, which was the air station. Then top, the car is spinning like a top on the parking spot. Then nug is started onto the bridge, and mop is the place, or wiper is the place where the water is spilling from the water. Right? So you have to be placing the objects. Next, 6, 0, m and d. 6 and 0 is burned as what? Mud. Okay. And what is the next location? So the next location is the entrance door. Okay. So as you went to the entrance door is fully mud is there. And you have to cross the mud and if it is dirty, you open the door, the entire door is dirty and if it gets dirty, mud. Okay. So at the door, what is happening? There is complete mud. Next number is 2, 0. R and D. R and D is rod. Okay. So rod is that fishing rod with the toy is there. R and D rod. So this fishing rod is there. This is what is there. The next number. And what is the next location? The next location is the brake pouch. So you start on the brake pouch and you've got fishing rod in your hand and you are picking things up with that magnetic fishing rod from the floor. So what are you doing on the brake pouch? You are picking things with the rod. Okay. Next one is 7, 6. So it is T and M or T and V. Okay. And what do you have for T and V? T and V is tawa. Or it is Tom. T and M is Tom. So Tom is the Tom and Jerry Tom. Okay. And what is the next location? So the next location is the escalator or the elevator. Okay, so in the elevator, as it opens, Tom is there, okay? And Tom is running all over the place and it's not allowing you to get inside, but you somehow caught hold of it and went inside. So what is happening? Tom in the elevator. Wonderful. What is next? 03, the and the dab. Dab is that cotton dab when we apply on ourselves when we get hurt or the doctor is giving injections, dab. And what is the next location? Mona Lisa. So Mona Lisa is smiling, but this time she's crying because she's gotten pain and she's dabbing herself onto the wound with the dab. Mona Lisa stone. What is the next one? 3 and 1, Ver and Fur. And what is the last location? It is the 3, 1 and it is aquarium. And what is 3, 1? So 3, 1 is Gopu. Okay. So in the aquarium, all the fishes are swimming and they are playing the Gopu. The Gopu, the beat, which is there on our carrier tempos and stuff. So Gopu. Okay. Now we have placed this information onto multiple locations. Let's revisit the same journey once again and pick those objects from there. So what was happening at the first place? When the boom barrier was coming down, it was cutting the book, right? So diary, it was cutting the diary. D and R, D and R. What was happening at the air station? At the air station, you had to first put sauce onto your tire. Okay, then only you could filter. Saw, sir, and sir is 8, 8. Then we went further. What was the third place? Third place was the parking spot. In the parking spot, what happened? The car is spinning at top. Ter and fur. So ter is 7, fur is 1. Then what was there at the next location? The next location was the bridge. What is happening at the bridge? The bridge, the nugs were shining, nug. So n and nug. Okay. Then we went further. It was waterfall. What was happening at the waterfall? The water was spilling and we were wiping with a mop. Okay, or a wiper. So ma and fur, 6, 1, right? Then after that, the main door. What was happening at the main door? The main door, everything was so much mud was there, right? When the feet get dirty, your shoes get dirty, mud. So ma and the mud. We went further. What was there? What is the next question? The gray couch. What is there on the gray couch? You were picking things with your rod, the fishing rod. The and the. Then what was there in the elevators? In the elevator, Tom was running all over the place and not allowing anyone. So, and Mer. And Mer. Mona Lisa. What was Mona Lisa doing? She was not smiling, she was crying and she was dabbing her board with a dab. So and Ber. So this is and Ber. Then what was there in the aquarium? All the fishes were playing the hockey. Okay? That maybe they're free or whatever. So Ber and Fur. So this becomes Fur and Fur. So what have we done? We revisited the entire journey once again, and one by one from the journey locations, we are putting the objects. In this, the chances are very rare for you to miss any information without realizing, because if you are taking a journey, if you miss anything in between, you would know that, okay, one object is missing over here. And you would actually know that, you will lose points if you don't recall this. Whereas in terms of story and linking, if you miss a word in between and you continue a story, you will not be able to find out where you went from. Okay, so anyways, let's see if this was correct or not. So when I visited the journey, I was able to pick up all the numbers. Now this we've done very slow. First time it could be just 20 numbers, which is correct. But trust me, this is the thing which will help you to do 100 and 200 digits very soon. Okay, so Memory Palace is a wonderful tool that can be used to place information in location and then just take the journey once again and recall all the objects within the recall. So Memory Palace, a tool which is used by all the memory athletes across the world.